Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen, O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
We're there. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll the video after this. And then during the game. Good afternoon, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe for another production of both Sports Broadcast Solutions and NFHS Network. It is 12:56 p.m., which means it's about some time for some IHSA round of 16 football between the home team Nazareth Academy and the away team Glenbard South. Now, partner of the way the IHSA playoffs work, Nazareth has a worse record than Glenbard South, but because they were on the road last week, Glenbard South had a home game the previous week. Nazareth gets to be at home this week.
Well, they might actually earn the home game. You know, last week they beat Prairie Ridge, and Prairie Ridge was the number 1 5A team. They beat them 35-28. And if you go back, they have got to have the toughest schedule in the entire division. They started out the year playing Kankakee, ranked number 2 6A, then York, number 5 8A, Montini, number 5 3A, and then IC Catholic, number 2 4A. They started out 0-4, but that's the formula for how to win games, or how to win seasons, how to win championships. Sure, they lost those 4 games against tough teams, but then they went on to play mere mortal teams, and then they beat them all. St. Ignatius, Fenwick, Brother Rice, and Marian Catholic, and I call that mortal teams. Those teams are good in their own right.
Yeah, Ignatius is in the quarterfinals for 8A.
Yeah, and then Fenwick's good, right? And then St. Francis, they lost to last week. Predictably, they were number 6 in 5A. And then last week, all that hard work against all those tough teams paid off as they beat Prairie Ridge, number 1 in 5A, 35-28. Now, it feels like a David versus Goliath, right? But this is not a David team. But the Goliath on the other side is 9-1. They've outscored their opponents 444-109, Glenbard South. And their only blemish was against also a ranked team, Glenbard East, which we saw last night, number 10 in 7A. And then they barely beat South Elgin 14-13, another ranked number 10
And that
8A
was a 29-game winning streak for South Elgin in the Upstate 8 going into that game.
That I did not know. Hey, you did your homework.
Well, you were supposed to do your homework.
So this looks like it's a David versus Goliath game, but because the strength of the schedule in Nazareth is so strong, they're not really a 5-5 team. But they are 5-5. They're 1-2 in conference. And of course, Glenbard South 9-1, and then 8-1 in conference.
Right, and that conference record's interesting because that's just in their bracket of the East Suburban / Chicago Catholic League. All their games were in the Chicago Catholic League, but you only play certain games in your Orange Conference. Your Orange Division, so to speak. National Anthem coming up next. It's the Roadrunners against the Glenbard South Raiders here on SBS.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Back to the action, Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe, as here comes the National Anthem presented by Nazareth Academy Athletics. All right, so we're going to... Yeah. And I'm going to get your footage. Let me get your footage. All right, partner, it's Chicago Catholic League against the Upstate 8. The Raiders against the Nazareth Academy Roadrunners. Now, what Looney Tune does a Nazareth Academy football player dislike the most?
Well, let's see. They look like a Roadrunner to me, so what would that be? I don't know.
Wile E. Coyote.
I knew that was coming.
No, you didn't. Roadrunners against the Raiders. I like the Raiders today, partner. I don't know if Nazareth can continue to play perfect football like they did last week to beat the undefeated Prairie Ridge Wolves.
Well, I actually think they can, and the reason for that is because they played such a tough schedule all along, and they have fared, reasonably well against it, 5-5. But it's for Glenbard South. It's all about the quarterback, Champagne, right? He's got 1,479 passing yards and leads the team in rushing yards with 502. So if I'm Nazareth, obviously, if it's good coaching staff, and if I'm Nazareth coaching staff, I'm like, you got to find a way to stop him. Rush him, clearly contain him from going outside, and cover the receivers. I think we can probably cover him one-on-one, but you really got to stop that quarterback.
He's a 4-year starter, partner. Started as a freshman during that COVID year. Might be his last game if they lose today, obviously. Otherwise, he would have at least one more in the round of 8. I know they're playing on the road. Glenbard South, man, only one loss. Look, I don't always subscribe to the Bill Parcells way of thinking, way of coaching, but Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are. I know that Nazareth played a tough schedule, but you know what? They knew that going into the season. They lost their first 4 games. There's a reason why Nazareth is 5-5 and Glenbard South is 9-1.
Yeah, that reason is strength of schedule. That's an easy one to calculate.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand the value of strength of schedule. When you beat somebody 49-0 and they're not well ranked, it's not really a valuable win. You beat somebody like Elgin 14-13, right? It's a 1-point game, or you lose to Elgin by 1 point. You played a lot better. So many parents are kind of like, oh, you lost that close game. Well, it was an easy team, and then you play a good team and you lose by a little bit, and it's got way more value than beating a bad team.
Right, for sure. I mean, the Chicago Catholic League is one of the toughest, if not the toughest conference in the entire state of Illinois. We'll see, but Nazareth has time, has underwhelmed in games like this. We'll see what happens today. Here we go. Roadrunners kicking off to the Raiders, and it is a shallow kick inside the 20, and picked up finally by the Raiders.
Yeah, I was looking for my prediction. So I'm saying Glenbard South is going to win this game 35, Nazareth 21. So that's my prediction. So I guess what I'm saying is that Champagne's going to be a little too much for Nazareth to handle. So all those good things we said about Nazareth before the game, we need to say in spades about Glenbard South.
What else can you say, partner? Cam Williams, he committed to Notre Dame last year. They got to find a way to stop Cam Williams if the Roadrunners are going to advance to the quarterfinals.
Stats show that he's got Cam Williams has 265 yards rushing, average 15.6. This guy's good. It's a very potent offense here. They've outscored their opponents, what did we say, 444 to
109.
Yeah, there you go.
Over to the right side, and a nice pass as was completed at Glenbard South's TJ Herline. That'll make it 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line with 11:43 to go.
We keep doing these games, right? It seems like the first play of scrimmage, if they don't run right up the middle, it's always that short out pass, usually to the right. Just 5 yards now, get the quarterback's arm warmed up.
Right. You want to give them confidence. The more completions they have, in theory, they're going to feel more confident throwing the ball down the field.
Yes, so true.
One in motion, that's Williams. They hand it off to him on the jet sweep with room to run. Williams fumbled it. He picked it up, and he gains 3 yards after he fumbled it.
Boy, the confidence to pick up that ball. I think if I'm running it that way, first off, he's been touched a couple, 2 or 3 times, dropped the ball because of one of them, rather than fall on it, as you're trained to do by every coaching staff in America. He picked it up and kept going.
Well, when you're 6'2", 193 pounds, hard for people to tackle you even when you pick up the fumble like that. There's a reason why Notre Dame wants him and got him. 3rd and 3. Partner, if you get 2 yards, do you consider going for it?
I wouldn't if you're in your own end zone. I think, first off, Nazareth's doing a great job to stop them, right? But if they do stop them, I would punt it. It's a little bit of a game of field position here. You're getting later where all the teams are good.
They move Williams more to the right. Handoff up the middle, barreling his way through for a first down. That's Carter London. 1st and 10 for the Raiders like they've done most of the year, partner.
They're tough on the ground. I mean, it's a lot of yards they've gained. But, the the passing attack from Champaign is also very, very strong. So you're going to see him pull it back and throw it downfield. I'm sure the wind, it's really hard to tell. It's kind of not a whole lot of wind. It's actually in our face, which means it's a sideways wind here. It's almost as if it's coming from the east. But the flag right now is just not blowing at all.
1st and 10 at the 31. The 3 wide receiver set, 2 in the backfield. They run Herline that time in motion. Pitch play over to the right. That time it's Williams. That time he's brought down by Garrett Reese.
Yeah, that was London, I think, that carried the ball on the pitch to the right. But I like it. 2nd and 7 again. Nazareth's defense is doing a great job. They haven't had to stop a pass yet.
So you're right. He's got that number 6.
Yeah,
where
6 and 8 are hard
wrinkly.
to tell apart.
You gotta iron your jersey before the game.
Well, that's like when 2 running backs are 34 and 24. You almost feel like he needs to be like a 34 and a 41 or something, so you can tell them apart easier, especially at night.
1 in the backfield, 3 wide receivers to the left. Fake the handoff, Champaign. Gets to the first down marker, hesitation move. Nice job by Champaign. That's why he's been the starting quarterback since he was a freshman.
And one more deke to the left, and there was nothing but green turf all the way to the end zone. So that was a game, well, at least a touchdown-saving tackle. I think it's a little early to say game-saving tackle, but it was a touchdown-saving tackle. They've got quite the running offense, and Champaign is also equally able to throw the ball with those 1,400 yards he's got in the air.
They're going to sub in Pinckney. 1 in the backfield. They're going to split the wide receivers, 2 on each side. This time they run Williams in motion. Fake the handoff, Champaign right up the middle. Way too easy, partner. What can these D tackles do to get more penetration up front?
Well, right now I don't think Nazareth is playing exactly bad. There's just a very potent offense here. I think you're talking about that scenario where he bend but don't break. They fumbled it once already. So just don't let them get a lot of chunks of yards at any one time and get them into a 3rd and long. But this is 2nd and short.
Right. They started at their own 16, and now they are marching all the way to the 45.
Yeah, the Glenbard South team that looks like they're wearing Buffalo Bills jerseys, white with the blue and red, right? This would be a good passing down. Fake the run and throw it.
2nd and 1 at the Nazareth 45. Interesting where they spot it, but I think the forward progress got him the first down.
Yeah, he made it, but again, Nazareth is very stout on that line. So they're used to playing good teams, and even though that was a first down, they are bending, but absolutely not breaking yet.
Right. I'm just surprised that it's been so easy for Glenbard South to march down the field. Then again, they were 9-1 for a reason.
Oh, they are 9-1 for a reason. Yeah, absolutely. Champagne.
He's too young to drink champagne.
So which college is he going to? Champagne?
If he wants to win, don't go to Champagne. Just kidding.
Well, Lovey Smith isn't there anymore.
Right, 1 in the backfield. 1 in the slot, that's Williams.
That was thrown into traffic. No call, no flags. I'm looking for the offensive pass interference. The offensive receiver was blocking the defender, and the pass was thrown to the receiver behind the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that play call there, Party. Had 2 wide receivers running the same route. They got in the way of each other.
Well, that's hence why I thought it might be pass interference offensively, because the offensive receiver not catching the ball was blocking the defender. Anyway, no flags to play on.
Yeah. After 1 yard, it is considered a pick play, but it didn't look like they were intersecting with each other, so no pick play was called. 2nd and 10 at the 44, 1 in the backfield.
Well, if you're the quarterback, you throw it to where you see more receivers and fewer defenders, right? Like this.
Up in the air.
Oh.
Pretty good defense by Nazareth. Force Champaign to a tight window, and unless you're Aaron Rodgers, that's a hard one to complete.
Well, yeah, and where to go with this? I mean, frankly, I thought if the receiver just kept going a couple more yards downfield, it was right in his hands. It was perfectly thrown.
Yeah, it was a little towards the sideline, but yeah, if he kept running, he would have had more time to keep at least 1 foot in for the catch.
Yeah, that was Cam Williams, so we're not going to say Cam Williams didn't run the right pattern, so maybe it was overthrown a little high. And there was a defender short, and as a quarterback, you got to make sure it goes over that defender. And if nobody can catch it, nobody can catch it, but you don't want to give the defense a chance to get it.
3rd and 10 at the Nazareth 44. Got to get at least 5 yards to consider going for it. Williams in motion again. They are using him all over the field right now. Williams calls for it. He gets it. Nazareth run it all the way. Short gain for Williams.
One time I went up to a quarterback, Will Furr, in the bar and asked him one time, why do quarterbacks throw the ball 5 yards downfield to get their running back killed by the linebacker? And the answer was, well, you've only got like 2.68 seconds to go back and make your read and make the throw. And if the read is such that that's the guy that you need to throw to, that's the guy you throw to. And, of course, then the result is he gets killed.
Sometimes you just want to get it to your playmaker out in space. Cam Williams is one of the best players in the entire state of Illinois. You just hope on that little in route that he can catch it right in stride and get 10 yards after catch.
And this answers your are they punting or going to go for it when they get 5 yards question.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should punt here, try to pin him in deep. Good punt that time, just didn't take the friendly Glenbard South roll. To Wayne Davis was after it, partner, but just too much on the punt.
Well, they're okay with that. They get the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. I mean, there's something.
Well, Nazareth's okay with it, not Glenbard South.
Well, I mean, as opposed to making on the 30-yard line, not making it or something like that. Yeah, I think they're just saying, okay, Nazareth, we think we're better. You got to go 80 yards. After a couple of plays, we're going to get the ball right back. So trusting the defense.
Yeah.
I think when you get further into the playoffs, defense wins.
You also don't want to give a quarterback who just had 5 total touchdowns a lot of confidence with the ball at his own 46. You'd rather him go the length of the field at his own 20.
Absolutely right.
He's got all the confidence in the world, though, partner. They won the state title last year, and he had 5 touchdowns last week, including a 22-yarder to eliminate Prairie Ridge. Short pass and a first down for Nazareth as it was completed that time to Nazareth's Trenton Walker.
It's at the first play. This time, instead of a short right, it's a pass back right. A little bit of a screen. Get the arm warmed up. Make the first completion. Get a few yards. Everybody gets confidence.
Logan Malachuk, 5'11", 185-pound quarterback. They run one in motion. Clean pocket for Malachuk right down the middle. Perfectly thrown, partner. Walker just dropped it.
Yeah, you got the feeling that maybe that should have been caught. He was covered. Tall receiver right in his hands. Well, but you know what that does say? Run that play again. I mean, okay, so he didn't catch that one. Don't wait too long before you run that play again. That was like 30 yards downfield right in his hands. It's a frozen rope. Nice play. Just didn't work that time.
Yeah, he's got great size for the position, Bob. Trenton Walker, 6'2", 175-pound wide receiver. Handoff up the middle, and it was a pretty decent tackle that time from the Raiders' Jack Anderson. Anderson had the sack to preserve that victory over South Elgin to end their 29-game winning streak. 3rd and 5 at the 35. Got to get at least 3 to consider going for it, Bob.
Well, I would think, yeah, you're going to, even if you get 4.5, I don't think you go for it. I don't think you want to give the ball away in your end.
Not a good pass. Intended target was Fowler.
Yeah, he hurried the throw a little bit, right? So as a result, the receiver didn't get to go back to the ball.
How about this, partner? Talk about a Swiss Army knife on your football team. Drew Fowler plays 4 positions: defensive back, wide receiver, place kicker, and punter. So if something goes wrong, it's Fowler's fault, and if something goes right, he's usually the benefactor of what happened on the play.
Well, we joke about this when coaching volleyball. Whatever goes wrong on the volleyball court, it's always the setter's fault. So here in football, no matter what goes wrong on the football field, it's the quarterback's fault.
Right. He doesn't play quarterback, but yeah, he plays both defense, offense, and special teams.
So even if the punter shanks this, it's the quarterback's fault.
Not a good punt.
Well, I don't know. You might get a good roll.
Williams will take it. Williams still on his feet. Williams past the 45. He's driven out of bounds that time by Lesroy Tittle, but he does get a very nice gain, and that's one guy you want to avoid to give the ball to at all times. Cam Williams can make a lot of things happen, make guys miss returning kicks and punts.
Yeah, you were talking about Trenton Walker having a lot of size, 6'2", 175. Cam Williams is 6'2", 190, and he's a load to tackle, and looks like he's got a head of steam in open field. He went out of bounds. There's a part of me that says one step to the left, and he's gone. But I like this, we video the games, right? So you can play it back on YouTube and play that play again and see if you see the same thing I saw on that. What a great return, though.
1 in the backfield, 3 wide receiver set. Handoff. And that time losing yardage
do the Glenbard South Raiders. They give it to London, and he lost yardage.
Again, a great defensive stop by Nazareth. You just cannot sell this defense short.
So right now the Raiders winning the possession battle in terms of where their ball's being placed on their respective drives. So,
well, you could argue it's kind of a tie score in that one. It's 0-0 in the game, and the ball's at the 45-yard line. I mean, nobody's really winning the field position battle yet,
but
really.
Nazareth has not gotten past their own 40 yet.
Right.
They run Williams in motion again. Wide open, terrible pass though.
Again, both quarterbacks are hurrying the passes. Now, we're not saying that's wrong. We're just saying that they are not holding on to the ball for long, unlike Fields on the Bears, who holds on to the ball for a long time. These quarterbacks are releasing the ball quickly.
3rd and 12, ball at the 45. What do you want to do here, Bob? Me personally, I'd like to be conservative.
Oh, yeah, I love this. No, this is a great spot to punt if you don't make first down. So if it were me, I would go deep. Now, Nazareth senses that. There's 2 safeties back, and the corners are deep. It's a play out.
Takes the handoff, and reading it all the way
was
Nazareth's Jake Pinckney.
Again, Nazareth on just a fantastic stop on defense.
Right. Got to find a way to get something done offensively, though. They had their wide receiver and Walker wide open. He just dropped it on their last possession.
Well, this is that punt now we were talking about. This is a good spot on the field to punt, right? So hopefully they can back Nazareth up within, at least behind the 20-yard line. It's going to have to be a booming punt to do that or get a very, very favorable roll. But both defenses are winning today. Great punt.
Very good punt. And deciding to take it is Nazareth's James Penley, and he's brought out of bounds just past the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to go out of bounds around about the 18, but similar to what I thought Williams should do, he took one step inside and tried to get about 4 or 5 more yards. There is a flag on the field. The ball's out of bounds at the 21-ish. Referee is standing at the 22. So 2/3 of the way through the first period, no score. Illegal block in the back.
That's how he sprung free, right?
Well, that first block might have been the block that was the block in the back. I don't know if it was another block upfield, but yeah, that's exactly what Glenbard South wanted. They wanted to push Nazareth as far back as they could. That's why the punt. And Nazareth, who's had the ball twice now, back in their own territory, backed up both times.
Talk about a backbreaker against Nazareth. One in the...
We're going to have to put one in the tally column for you.
Rolls outside. This defense for Glenbard South is phenomenal right now.
Well, that's just it. Both defenses are very, very strong here, hence the 0-0 score. So you get a sense that the coaches, by having punted a few times, are playing the field position battle. Eventually somebody's going to be able to punch it in for a score. My 35-21 prediction doesn't look very promising at this point.
So we've got live stats today courtesy of Bilal Kobo. He'll let us know after the quarter what we have rushing and receiving. Handoff. Oh, look at that hesitation move that time by McLean Jr. That was all McLean, partner. Glenbard South, they got to the edge, and McLean one move, made a guy miss, and able to get to the sideline.
Well, McLean he's just a sophomore, right? Not a big guy, but when he finally did get caught up to, Glenbard South took him and threw him down like a rag doll.
Big first down. I mean, that would have been huge for Glenbard South to get the ball back on a punt deep in Nazareth's territory, but meanwhile, big first down converted by McLean. One in the backfield for Malachuk. Malachuk on the move. Gets it to his man in space. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet.
That's trouble.
This might go the distance. Gets him from behind, but a big gain that time to James Penley. Penley doing it all right now. The return that he had previously and that big return on the catch, but it's going to be coming back on the flag.
Well, it's coming back on the play, but Lambros Sloanu made a fantastic tackle from behind, dove and just slammed one foot against the other and caused him to get tripped up.
Do you like those plays where the quarterback's throwing on the run like that?
Well, I was impressed with that play. Yes, he was. He had all the green in the world on the right, and so because he's such a good runner, you have to respect the run on defense. And then he threw the ball outside to where really there was no defense. So I mean, that's actually a very, very well thought out, drawn up play with the right quarterback to run that play with.
Yeah, that's right. If you have the wrong quarterback, those can be inaccurate throws because it's harder to throw on the run versus setting your feet and throwing it.
Right, because he's such a running threat. It's not exactly a triple option, but you fake the back up the middle and then you sprint out to the right and he's still a threat to run or pass that ball. That puts a lot of pressure on the edge defenders.
So 1st and 17 at their own 18. Malachuk gets outside the pocket, sets his feet, throws across his body, and that's the only throw you want to throw across your body like that, partner. Just a little 5-yard dump off. Don't throw that ball 20 yards down the field like that.
Your brain works quick, and while he was rolling left, the receiver was absolutely covered, so he couldn't go to the first option, right? He's running on the real estate, running out of bounds, and then he started to turn his feet back to the middle, and I was like, uh-oh, don't do that. But it was a wide open guy, 3 or 4 yards downfield, so it was a relatively safe cross your body back to the middle of field pass, but don't do that often.
So it'll be 2nd and 11, ball at the 24 with 2:19 to go. Clean pocket for Malachuk. Wide open. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, boy, do we have to put super glue on these gloves. James Penley, you're killing me.
Yeah, he was guarded by Cam Williams. Anyway, the ball was thrown just a little bit behind him, a little bit downfield.
He
was
catch
open.
That football.
Well, it was behind him a bit, and he had some zip to it. So I like the fact that Malachuk had some zip on it. But, yeah, you want to say it should have been caught. Unfortunately, it's just behind him. I think in that play, what you want to do is air it a little higher and let the receiver run under it a little bit more.
Right, yeah.
Or you just got to lead them another extra yard.
Not helping their quarterback, that's for sure. No, 2 huge drops.
But this guy can throw, Malachuk.
Malachuk, another clean pocket. He can read a book back there. He has so much time. Out to the right. Look at that throw.
He caught
completed that time to Drew Fowler. That was all quarterback play, though, right, partner? Rolling out to his right, tough throw, right on target.
Well, I like it. His escapability factor is up there at 10, right? It looked like he was going to get sacked. Nobody was open. Rolled out right, went around the end, and he had a lot of room to throw. Threw it downfield 20 yards to the sideline from the near side. Again, he's got a really strong arm.
If you're Glenbard South, do you keep 2 safeties back now knowing that they've gotten beat on those deep fly routes?
Yeah, that's a tough call they have to make there. Maybe you blitz them just a couple more times, get the ball out of his hands, too.
Handoff up the middle. It's going to be 9 yards, 2nd and 1 coming up.
Yeah, you sure don't want to get beat on a one-on-one on a good pass. The receiver can go all the way.
Charles Calhoun into the game. He's both a linebacker, running back, 6 foot even, 157 pounds. Taking a seat will be Gabe Kaminsky. He's a very good tight end, 6'3", 230 pounds. He was all division, all orange division tight end. Malachuk taking his time as they ran DeAndrea in motion. And it's a play over to Pickney. Actually, that's Walker on the stiff arm. Nazareth wants a flag. He did not throw him to the ground, though. He just pushed him out. I like that there was no flag called there, Bob.
Well, I don't think the flag was warranted, but he definitely got him down on the ground after he was out of bounds. But, the idea there is the defender doesn't really know where the out-of-bounds line is anymore, and you can't just let go of the guy. Yeah. But what a great play. It was a simple pass short out to the left in the flat. And
well, he makes up for that drop, doesn't he, with a nice play there by Walker.
Walker did the rest on the ground after that. Tough guy to tackle.
1 in the backfield.
Wide open.
Out to the right. Close to the first down marker. Spinorama by Walker, and he's finally brought down a yard short.
Yeah, but that's still a 7 or 8, maybe a 9-yard gain. Defense gave him a wide. I mean, he just had all the space in the world, and Malachuk with the strong arm was able to get it quickly out to the sideline, and Walker can run after, yards after catch.
He was finally brought down by Joseph Villa.
So this is a little bit of trouble for Glenbard South. Nazareth knocking on the door and went, 80 yards so far?
Handoff off the right side. Trying to churn those legs that time is Alexander Angulo. And he gets the first down. Chains moving, and for Glenbard South, Bob, they got to find a way to keep him out of the end zone here.
I think the way to keep him out of the end zone is you hold the ball for longer yourself on offense. You know, they had to punt yet again at midfield.
Jake Castone into the game. He had 137 yards receiving in that huge win over Brother Rice to keep them alive for the postseason.
Goes back to simply there's just a lot of talent on this Nazareth team. A well-coached team and understands the value of scheduling tough opponents.
Jet sweep over to the left. And good job by Glenbard South getting penetration. And that will do it for the quarter. So we'll take a break. No score here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Mute mic, mute mic. Mute the mic first. Second quarter about to start. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. The text line's open. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. Text 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply.
So for Nazareth, it's been like Logan Malachuk and Trenton Walker doing most of the damage. And, of course, looking at them, Malachuk is a junior, right, 5'11", 180 pounds, and Trenton Walker, a big guy, 6'2", 175. He's a sophomore. So Nazareth should be even better next year, as good as they are this year.
So they've got McLean Jr. in the backfield. Little screen pass out to the left to Walker, and that was snuffed out well by the Raiders. Third and long coming up.
And that's what teams have to do. They've got to adjust. So they've seen the damage those two can do, so you have to focus a lot more on Walker than Glenbard South has been so far. So 3rd and 11, you throw this into the end zone somewhere, would be what I would do.
Yeah. Make sure that only your receiver can catch it, cannot afford interception here.
Well, you'd be giving up a potential 3-point field goal if it is incomplete.
Right, if it's intercepted, you don't get any points.
Right.
Gotta give your kicker a chance.
So I'm going to throw a jump ball to Walker anyway, even though you don't want it intercepted. I'm going to let my athletes win.
I would do a fade route where only a receiver can get it. Clean pocket for Malachuk. Right down the middle, dropped again. My goodness. Now that wasn't a perfect ball, partner, but it was still on target.
Yeah, part of me says when he was diving, the defender dove at the same time and upset the opportunity to catch it.
But did he tug at the knee of the wide receiver? If he did, it's pass interference. If he's going for the ball, it's a clean play.
Yeah, it was just close. Now, what would I do? Kick a field goal or go for it again?
I would definitely go for it, but I don't know Fowler's boot.
They are going for it. I don't see a field goal kicker.
Take the points. Give your offense some confidence. Give your defense some confidence.
I don't know. I kind of like the offensive mindedness here.
They roll out right to the right. Malachuk to the end zone.
It's short.
Dropped it again. I don't know what else to say, partner. It's right on target with these passes. That's 4 drops now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say that's exactly on target when you got to dive like that. But I'm thinking, was that enough for the first down?
I think it was.
Okay. Anyway, incomplete. Another diving catch. It wasn't made, and they give up the ball. 2 of those in a row.
And
but at the same time, though, Malachuk is clearly moving the ball very, very, very well. So they didn't get the 3 points at the end of the game. We'll see if that 3 points matters.
Well, he is a road runner. Should he just throw the ball up in the air, give himself enough time to run down the field and catch it himself?
Oh, that could work.
4 drops. My goodness.
Well, that might be a bit strong. 4 drops.
They are drops.
Well,
they dropped the ball. Whether they were perfect passes or not, they were drops.
Yeah.
Got to catch the football to win football games. Up the middle, unless you're the Bears. The Bears win football games in spite of drops.
I had this discussion with somebody one time, and it's kind of like, every time Michael Jordan shot the ball, it didn't always go through the hoops.
Through the hoops?
Well, the little round thing has got the net on it.
Through the hoop, it's singular. It's not plural.
Well, yeah, but he shot at both of them.
Obviously, you failed daily oral language. 2nd and 7 at their own 17. What a break for Glenbard South. But here's the thing, if that kick gets blocked and it's returned for a touchdown, that's what you also have to think as the Nazareth coaching staff. Pitch play with blockers out in front. Great patience, still on his feet, trying to stay in bounds. Finally driven out, but not before a huge gain by Devontae Clark.
Another big guy, 6'2", 188 pounds. You could tell the way he was running. It's not easy to tackle him. They just knocked him out of bounds. Fortunately for them, he was near the sideline.
And just back to that field goal attempt or lack thereof one more time. We saw a blocked PAT yesterday. We saw a muffed punt. Nothing is guaranteed when it comes to special teams in high school football.
Well, it was that blocked PAT that wrecked my prediction. I had a 28-14 prediction, and it was 28-13, and it was that blocked PAT.
Handoff up the middle. So you're a volleyball coach. Does that mean you're never going to recruit a kid from Addison Trail ever again? Because they ruined your prediction?
I actually don't know a whole lot about the Addison Trail volleyball program. It's not really in our region.
If they asked to play volleyball for you, are you going to say no soup for you?
No, I would say show me a video or tell me where your club team is playing.
2nd and 7 at their own 43. What a run by Clark. Both teams have gotten close to the end zone, especially Nazareth, but no cigar yet for either squad.
3 down linemen for Nazareth. They've been just deadly.
Clean pocket for Champagne. Looks downfield, wide open man, that's Williams. That time it's caught. That wasn't a perfect ball either, but Williams, the Notre Dame recruit, with a nice catch.
He was wide open and a perfect throw. I mean, what more can you say on that, you know? Champagne, also a very, very talented quarterback, has his weapon, Cam Williams, on the other end of that long throw. And he had all day to throw it. So the ball moving up and down the field on both sides, but no scores yet. So what would I do, right? I'm Glenbard South. Although Champagne has got a great arm, I think I might try to just run this in a couple, 2 or 3 plays in a row, maybe a fake handoff and Champagne run somewhere else. Keep it on the ground.
Slow developing play, and Devontae Clark just stifled at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's got to be another word for slow. It was like uber slow there. It's kind of like, okay, everybody in the stands, I'm going to hand this ball off here, but we're not going to move yet until I hand the ball off, then we're going to go.
Right. As a quarterback partner, if you can't get that handoff quick enough, do you just take it within yourself to just do your own quarterback sneak and try to get positive yards on the play?
Well, I think it took them a while to make the read. I think that was one of those RPO kind of things, right? If the gap is open, hand it off quick, and if the gap is not open, you don't hand it off and you run the other way, and it just took them a long time to make that read. That's what I think happened.
2nd 11 at the opponent's 16, 3 wide receiver set. Champagne with a clean pocket, he rolls outside it, right on target on the throw. He got it to Williams.
Yeah, you talk about that clean pocket again. He doesn't need a pocket. If it's not a clean pocket, he just gets out of it. Anyway, that another short pass to the right, gained a couple yards, not a lot. So it's 3rd and long. It's what Nazareth wants. Now we're going to see what Glenbard South does if they don't make a first down here. Do they utilize their kicking team, or do they play video game football like Nazareth was playing to try to score a touchdown?
Jacob Garbett is their kicker / punter. He's 5'8", 140 pounds. 3rd and 9 at the 14. Just like Nazareth on the other side of the field, partner. Cannot throw a pick here. If it's not there, just throw it away.
Yeah, I'm looking for Williams. Where is he lined up?
He's lined over to the right.
And moving
now,
as usual.
That's Carter London in motion. Fakes the throw. Now he'll run with it. And he'll get positive yardage, but not nearly enough for a first. One would think they would kick it, flag on the field. Initial inclination is it's holding against the Raiders.
Yeah, everybody's holding their breath, because if it's a defensive penalty, that's not going to go well. Could be an illegal motion.
Legal shift.
So they got to either kick or go for it here.
Here's what's interesting too, partner. If I was Nazareth, I would accept it because it pushes them back 5 yards, makes it tougher on their kicker.
Oh, I want no more downs. Kick it here or make on 4th down. I think I'd be declining it.
In a college or NFL game, you obviously never accept it. In a high school game,
The more yardage that kicker is back.
Yeah, they declined it. See, so now it's 4th down. You're making the decision. I don't know.
That's fine. I just would have accepted it.
Yeah, I don't know that 5 yards on a field goal matters, but you don't want to give them another chance to score a touchdown with this quarterback.
It mattered last night. You never know in high school kicking. 4th and 7. I'm shocked by this.
They're making.
The kicker's not on the field yet.
They're looking back at the sidelines for a call, and I don't see anybody making any signals. So Michigan is safe.
Timeout called by the Raiders. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Before you know it, you call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Field goal coming up.
So they took the timeout to make the decision to go for the 3 as opposed to go for it on 4th down.
Garbett looking to make it a 3-point game. Good snap. The hold is there. The kick wide left. After all that, Robert, it is 0-0.
So a missed field goal on that side, a 4th down on that side. What a great game.
Could we get a 2-0 final score?
Yeah, probably not. But 0-0, middle of the second quarter. I'd like to have a different view on that kick. It was wide, and I think some of the Glenbard South players were looking at and thinking, you know, maybe it curled around the top, but the referees are right under the goal post, so they made the call. But I don't know if it was that far, that wide.
The wind has started to pick up the last 5 minutes. It definitely took that a little bit.
Yeah, and the wind was blowing toward us, and it was on this end of the field goal post that it was wide, so the wind probably had an effect.
Clean pocket for Malachuk. Shallow pass over to Walker. In between the 20s, partner, Nazareth is doing a nice job, but once they get inside the 20, they have struggled immensely.
Well, it's that red zone. Both of those passes at the inside the 20, they were just, you know, they had to make diving catches. You have to give Glenbard South good, you know, kudos for defense.
Yeah, well, they were also right on the money, and they dropped them.
I mean, you're tough on these receivers. I guess that's what happens when you played baseball as a catcher, right? You kind of catch everything.
3 wide receiver set, 1 in the backfield. Hand off. A lot of running room.
A lot of running room.
Made a man miss right down the sideline. And it might be a horse collar, still on his feet. Inside the 10, what a run that time by Nazareth's Academy, Charles Calhoun.
I mean, it looked like a couple of, you know, flaws on that tackle. You know, hit him in the head. The face mask penalty could have come out. You said a horse collar. And I like this. They're going right at him with no huddle. So you don't have any time to substitute. Whatever your defense was, it is. Go at him again. This Nazareth team, well coached.
Off the right side. And a good run that time by Angulo.
You almost feel momentum changing. The field goal was missed. Nazareth runs downfield. No huddle. They're just cramming it, taking it right to him.
2nd and 1 at the opponent's 7. Angulo again. Angulo bounces off a blocker. Past the first down marker. 1st and goal. Probably just going to keep running it for the rest of the first half.
I like this. 1st down, the clock stopped for about a quarter second. It started up again.
Angulo, that time he was stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
But that's okay. It's 2nd down. I think you just stay on the ground and you stay with that group. Don't sub. Don't give them it. Oh, they are subbing. But nobody's subbing on Glenbard South.
2nd and goal at the 1. 5:37 to go.
This is where they need that, what do they call it in Philly now? The brotherly shove?
Yeah, the tush push. Honestly, I would just run it again up the middle. They've been so successful with it. Malachuk, screen pass. That was not a good pass. And if he had handed it off, it looked like it would have been a touchdown run for Tittle.
Well, that was that read again, that run RPO option. Hand it off up the middle if that's the read. The second one would be if he sees an opening where he can go in, but there was no opening, so his third option was to throw it. Now, the thing is, it's 3rd and 1. I'm still confident, and I'm sure Nazareth is too, that they can run it in on 2 plays. If it were me, I'd run off tackle. I'd also probably run out of the eye here, but that's not something that looks like Nazareth works.
They run spread. There's just not a lot of I formation confidence when you run spread the entire game.
Yeah, they're going up the middle.
That time he got in.
You can
touchdown for Lesroy Tittle.
Yeah, you can tell there's a tight end right there in the middle if it's an extra blocker. But that's a big touchdown to take an early lead in the middle of the second quarter, I mean.
Touchdown for Tittle. 6-0 Nazareth and partner. If they could catch some of those footballs, it'd be a lot better.
Let's see if we can kick this onto the roof of the school behind the goalposts.
Good snap. The hold is there. The kick right down the middle. It's 7-0 Roadrunners here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Before you know it, you call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Seven 0 5:14 to go on the 1-yard run by Lesroy Tittle. Kyle Smith alongside Robert Vilsue. Text line still open. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. Text 330-957-7653.
Yeah, I pulled out the Nazareth Academy schedule again. You just cannot underrate the opponents that they played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them were ranked number 2 in 6A, number 5 8A, number 5 3A, number 2 4A, number 6 5A, number 1 5A. This is why they're a good team, and this is why they do not fear strong teams such as Prairie Ridge or now Glenbard South.
Excellent kick on his back foot, and returning it was Glenbard South's player number 1. And it was a nice return that time by Wayne Davis. First and 10 at their own 18.
And down to score now.
Can't be too conservative, Bob, because Nazareth has all 3 timeouts.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's early to think that way, I guess, but I think you got to find a way to break Nazareth's defense down. There's only 3 down linemen, so running up the middle would be a good plan. They've got big backs. They're throwing.
A little short pass. It was complete that time to Anthony Colby. As on the tackle that time was Kaminsky. And they're going to say 2nd and 4 for the Glenbard South Raiders at their own 24. Got to find a way to get it to Williams in space if you can do it here.
Yeah, like they did that last drive. There's a great catch down the middle, deep. No wide receivers.
Pitch play. There's Clark again. He is a big boy, and he is impossible to bring down at times.
Well, and that's the trick, right? You keep running with these big backs over and over, and maybe by the 4th quarter, Nazareth wears down.
Did you see the St. Ignatius highlights last night?
I didn't look at them yet.
They ran Justin Scott at fullback.
Oh my gosh.
310-pound fullback in the backfield. He scored last night.
I wonder how many times they were calling him refrigerator on that play.
That's all muscle, too, by the way. With refrigerator, it was body fat, not with Justin Scott.
310 pounds, all muscle?
Not all muscle, but you know what I meant. You know what I meant. First and 10 at the 30. Off the right side, that time they stopped Clark before he can get in the open field.
Again, a very stout defense. That's a wide run. Okay, they run up the middle, it gets stopped. You run wide, it gets stopped. They string it out down the short side there. So second down, right? So I'm thinking that you want to utilize the left side of their field, the wide side.
2nd and 7. If it gets to 3rd and long, Nazareth will probably call a timeout because they'd like to give their quarterback enough time to do their own 2-minute drill. Glenbard South taking their time. Pitch play again. And Clark lost yardage. He goes the other way. That was a bad decision.
The pursuit was tremendous from Nazareth. Tackled him by the feet, so no matter how big and strong you are, you get tackled by the feet, you can't go anywhere. But he broke that tackle, then he had to go backwards. Right. Nazareth obviously trailed the play.
And you hate to see it. Clark is hurt. He made the wrong decision. Sometimes, partner, you just got to take the TFL. He thought he could do the Barry Sanders run to the other side of the field. Hey, sometimes it works to get that 50-yard run, but sometimes it doesn't, and they lost 5 yards.
Yeah, we just wonder what the injury is. I mean, he twisted his ankle out of that tackle, so it's possible that he may have in some way caused his own injury there. But he twisted out of the foot tackle and went backwards.
3rd and 15 at their own 25. We'll take a break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Mute first. Seven nothing. Clark has to exit. Able to walk it off, though, partner, so he might be back later on in the game. We will evaluate that for you. 3rd and 15. Clock continues to run. Nazareth still has all 3 timeouts. If I was Glenbard South here, partner, I would take as much time as they want, but they do snap it. And Champagne has to take the sack.
That did not work. Nazareth is clearly focusing on him. They don't really necessarily have an answer for Cam Williams, but they certainly have the Champagne bottled up today.
Seems like he has a little bit of happy feet in that pocket right now, partner. He's been rolling outside the pocket pretty quickly, even when there's no pressure. Nazareth calls their first timeout. We'll stick with the action. So 2 timeouts for Nazareth, remaining 2 for the Raiders. Got to get this punt up. And I always bring that up because nothing's guaranteed in the punting game in high school football.
Right, and of course Nazareth themselves have a potent offense, so if they can get the ball with a couple minutes to go, and I don't know if they think field goal, but any points are better than no points, right? But they're going to get the ball back with actually plenty of time, and they have a potent offense. It's not like it's going to take them half an hour to drive up the field in a quarter.
The analytics of the game versus knowing your personnel, right? The analytics of the game would say 10-0 means 2 possessions. But if you don't have satisfactory personnel when it comes to long snapper, holder, kicker, then you don't kick it.
Well, you can't go for it on 4th and, this is like a country mile one again.
Right.
You have to punt it no matter what kind of a punt
I'm just saying if it's 4th and 5 at the opponent's 20, the analytics versus your personnel, that's the decision that the coaching staff for Nazareth has to make.
Good kick.
It'll take a hop and played near midfield. Still with it. Stiff arm action that time by Jaden Fowski.
Right, and a good pickup by Jaden Fowski, playing shortstop out there, picking up that one hopper. I mean, that football is, oblong, right? And it takes funny hops. Anything can happen. Well, he grabbed that very, very well.
Remember, clock stops on a first down, so you can throw the ball over the middle if you want.
And Malachuk has proven to have a terrific arm.
Just not terrific wide receivers thus far today.
Well, I don't know. Everything seems to go to Trenton Walker. Where is he now? Where's Walker? There he is, right side. So if we had the telestrator, we'd put a little circle on the right side there.
Can they finally catch the ball on this possession?
Wide open, deep.
Wide open, overthrew him.
Yeah, there again, it's a little bit too on a line, a little bit too frozen rope-ish. I think he has to put a little bit of air under it. I mean, clearly Walker was wide open. He had his man beat, but you have to put the ball up higher so Walker can run under it. But first play, right after they got the ball back, a wide open receiver deep. Look out.
It's time for the Raiders to consider 2 deep safeties to have some over-the-top help. I mean, they've gotten beat a lot on those fly routes. And by the way, Glenbard South has not done that well offensively, so if Nazareth scores here, 14-0 could feel like 21-0.
I want to see him run that play again.
Malachuk fakes the pass.
Wide open.
Still on his feet, right down the middle, eyes the goal line. Touchdown, Malachuk. Touchdown, Nazareth, 13-0. What else can you say? Beautiful pump fake by Malachuk. He froze the defense, and Malachuk did the rest.
Well, I think what Glenbard South has to look at for changing or adjusting for the second half is going to be they're going to have to put a safety back there. To your point, they're throwing over the cornerback, so you need a safety for that reason. And here, obviously, they needed a safety to stop this run. Malachuk making all the right decisions.
That was just excellent quarterback play by Malachuk. Good snap. The hold is there. The kick.
Well, it was a great play, right? But it was more than that. The great offensive coordinator, right? He ran that same deep route on the right side, and it almost burned him at one side. On the left side were 3 receivers that opened up the middle, and then Malachuk saw the opening and just ran there and did the rest. It was a really good play call.
We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Roadrunners against the Raiders here on SBS.
Before you know it, you call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Roadrunners against the Raiders. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway. What a play by Malachuk. He just froze the defense. They read the pump fake. They went towards the wide receivers, and he had nothing but green turf in front of him for the touchdown.
And a speedy runner at that.
He had 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing against Prairie Ridge last week. He now has 0 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown today. And Glenbard South made the right decision to kick that field goal. They missed it, and ever since then it's been all Roadrunners.
Well, sometimes the field goal is worth more in momentum than the 3 points is worth.
Is that why you think teams go for it even when they feel confident in their kicker? That kick might go out of bounds. It takes a very friendly Nazareth roll into the end zone. It was an inch away from going out of bounds for the illegal procedure, but it does go into the end zone for the touchback. By the way, Nazareth has 2 timeouts, so they could force Glenbard South into a 3rd down if Glenbard South just wants to run the ball, and then Nazareth would get the ball back with under a minute to go with no timeouts left.
Wouldn't that be something? They get the ball back a second time under 2 minutes and get a second touchdown in under 2 minutes. I mean, you're right. They could stop him here.
I would force them to pass the ball.
Yeah, and if it's not complete, 2 timeouts. Yeah, they could get the ball back.
It would be under a minute, but they'd get it back.
Well, with a strong arm and a receiver who's proven that he can get behind the defense.
Just can't catch it, though. Runs with it. Nice run by Champagne. 1st down. Let's see if they spike it or call a timeout. They're just going to go with it. Here's the problem, partner. When you're so used to shotgun, the spike plays are kind of unnatural for these quarterbacks because they're not used to being under center the entire game. Now, they practice those spike plays, but they haven't been under center the entire game. Then you have to be under center for that spike.
You could spike it from a shotgun.
You could, right? Just a little unnatural, but yeah, you could do that. I haven't seen that often, even at the high school level.
It's not common, right?
That's why you don't see I formation when you run the spread. You're just not used to taking the ball under center. Champagne rolls outside the pocket. And that was almost picked off that time by Faust.
I am so impressed with the Nazareth defense. This Champagne is quicker than lightning, right? And yet he's continuing to be, I'll use the word again, bottled up. And then he throws the ball downfield, and there's just nobody open except for that one pass to Williams.
I just got that.
So bottling up Champagne got past you the first time?
They got me, yeah. Let's see if Glenbard South can uncork this offense.
Uh-oh.
Get on track.
Uh-oh. Have to put a little tally under Kyle's line there.
2nd and 10, and it's a misdirection.
There's the flag. So the crowd up in front of me yelled holding instantly. They obviously saw the hold, and then the referees obviously heard the crowd and then threw the flag.
So it's going to be 2nd and 20.
But more importantly, stops the clock. Two more downs, 2 timeouts still. So if Nazareth could stop the clock both times and get the ball back, just like what we were talking about.
Yeah. And now you don't necessarily want to pass the ball on 2nd and 20 because if it's incomplete, it stops the clock. Even if it's complete, you're still most likely going to be a 3rd and long. And passing the ball, a lot of bad things can happen, and only one good thing can happen when you pass the ball.
Yeah, this Roadrunner team has some bite to them, that's for sure.
Holding against the Raiders. 2nd down.
Remember, that stops the clock, so they have to find a way to get that clock started again with a running play, you would think.
Now, Nazareth does have a deep safety, 2 deep safeties, so that they're not letting anything go behind them.
One in motion, that's Williams. Clean pocket for Champagne. I'm shocked that they passed the ball there. It's a free timeout for Nazareth.
It is a free timeout, absolutely right. And now, 3rd down, Nazareth has 2 timeouts. Even when they get the ball back, assuming they get the ball back, they're going to have a timeout to work with as well.
Yeah, you run the ball there, you force them to call a timeout, you run the ball again, and then you force Nazareth with no timeouts left.
Yeah, Glenbard South is going to have to go to the locker room at halftime and make some adjustments. They haven't scored any. Nazareth, I guess you could argue, has only scored twice.
Yeah. Going to have to order some new gloves from Amazon.
But I'm thinking the way to go, though, would be, maybe counter plays. Nazareth pursues very, very well, so a couple of counter plays going the other way could slow that pursuit down a bit. But they're continuing to keep Champagne from beating them.
Champagne in the shotgun, Williams, and he'll take it on the jet sweep, going nowhere fast. Nazareth will call a timeout here, and that'll make it 4th and long with 57 seconds left.
Which is
you can talk over the PA guy if you want.
It's plenty of time for Nazareth to score. 57 seconds to go and a timeout. They haven't marked it off the scoreboard yet, but I think there's just 1 timeout left.
Yeah.
So the punt will come around to about the 40-yard line. Let's see if Fauski can pick it up again on a 1-hopper and make a 30-yard gain and another stiff arm.
Decision time for Fauski. Do you do the fair catch to save time, or do you return it for the chance of returning it 15-plus yards?
Yeah, I think when you're back there, you don't think of, okay, if I make a fair catch, I save some time. I think you think of it as a fair catch to make sure you catch the ball and you don't get contested or tackled or, as a result, get a fumble. So I don't think he'll call fair catch because of the clock. I think he'll call fair catch if it's a short punt and high in the air. But I was impressed on that 1-hopper that he picked up. I mean, he very confidently picked that up. What we'll find out later is he actually does play on the baseball team or something.
So
he's back again.
Fauski deep as well as Penley. Penley had a nice return in the first quarter.
He's the deep back this time.
If it's over your head, if you're Glenbard South, just take the safety, kick it out of bounds. Don't even try to pick that one up and repunt it.
Oh, gosh, I'm not even thinking that way. A bad snap.
I've seen so many high school football games over the year, Bob. I just expect bad things to happen on a punt.
Yeah, but we're in the playoffs now, right? There's the 1-hopper. Now just let it go. Got a war going on down here.
Yeah, you can't argue with the fans. Penley was way too close to that football for my liking.
Yeah, you say the word poison, but yeah, absolutely, you got to get away from that ball. You can't afford a weird hop that takes, bumps into your ankle or something, and the other team recovers the ball. The flag is down.
They're pointing towards the Glenbard South side.
Well, it maybe, but it looked like they were pointing toward where the infraction occurred as well. But there was a war going on down here between those two. If you had given them swords in medieval times, I think they'd be both without their heads. But you'd play to the whistle.
You assume they're going to be aggressive, assuming that this ball doesn't go backwards. The ball right now is placed at the 46.
Yeah, right. If this is a penalty against Glenbard South, it would really help Nazareth's field position.
Now, if it's against Nazareth, then they have to be pushed back in their own territory. You're already up 2 scores. You could be conservative and just keep it at 14-0. And it indeed is against the Roadrunners. Right now it's at the 36. And, well, obviously Glenbard South would want them to re-kick because they want more time off the clock.
The referee is doing a lot of talking with the coach on the Nazareth sideline, so there's obviously confusion on I'll say the specifics of the penalty and when it happened. After the ball was down during the kick, is there going to be a re-kick? I think they're discussing all that.
Right. This is a big call, partner, because more seconds off the clock really helps Glenbard South.
Well, and you also don't want a first down.
Nazareth would love to have the yardage back, but they keep 47 seconds on the clock. Because here's the thing too, partner. They're not used to taking the ball under center, so it takes longer for these plays to develop at the high school level versus the NFL where everything's under center. Well, 2-minute drill, they play shotgun anyways, but spiking the ball, it just doesn't happen as much for these quarterbacks at Nazareth and Glenbard South as it does for college and NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'd like to see teams, rather than go and clock the ball like that, have a clock play called. Kind of like, what was it, Marino? One time he faked the clock and threw it into the end zone. And I think on a clock play, that's what you run. And if it's open, catch it. And if it's not open, well, the ball just goes flying out of bounds. Now, it takes a few seconds to fly out of bounds. So if there's 2 seconds on the clock, can't do that, right? But when you're clocking the ball at 47 seconds, run a play. Have a set play called.
Did you see the end of that Giants-Jets game last week?
I didn't.
So Giants fans were arguing. So the Jets didn't have any timeouts left. They threw the ball over the middle with 11 seconds left. Takes a while for you to spike that ball, right?
Yeah.
Giants fans were arguing that the official didn't properly spot the ball. He just assumed the ball was spotted at that spot, and it allowed the Jets to spike the ball with 1 second left.
Yeah, I'm following you. Well, this penalty was indeed against Nazareth and absolutely pushed them back, so at their own 36-yard line.
That's right, so that's what makes spiking so difficult, even for the refs. They got to make sure it's the right spot before they allow the quarterback to spike it.
Now, I would go deep to Trenton Walker as many times as you can.
Clean pocket for Malachuk. Looks for Walker, overthrown.
Good defense. He was overthrown and couldn't get past the defender. The defender did not allow him to get deep. Now I'm thinking another play that would work, same receiver, right, over the middle deep where he can kind of cross, deep post, right? But then the left side goes shorter so that there's no other defenders. In other words, leave Walker one-on-one.
You got to be careful too, partner. You do not want to give the ball back to Glenbard South with plenty of time.
Well, right, but if you're throwing it deep, even if it gets intercepted, then they've got a long way to go unless the return is
right. If you're gonna get picked off as a quarterback, make sure that he can't return it.
So Walker's offsides over there, no flag. Caught the ball out of bounds, right? I would have gone deep on that left side.
You got 36 seconds left. You got plenty of time. You're ideally looking to get inside the 30, and then if you have to do the Hail Mary at the end, you do it. Then you got to know that how far away your kicker can kick it into the field goal post. Are you looking to get to the 30-yard line, the 20? What is his range?
Yeah, I like that they're moving Walker side to side. Didn't work on the right, did work on the left. Keep him on the left and run.
Handoff. Just bouncing his way to the left. Good job running it by Garrett Reese, 6'2", 172-pound tailback.
Yeah, the sidelines over here were trying to go the referee and late hit out of bounds. Maybe you can give us the personal foul.
Nazareth only with 1 timeout, Glenbard South with 2. And if this ball gets inside the 30, Glenbard South might call a timeout to readjust their defense, make sure they get the subs in they need to get in. You don't get extra points for keeping your timeouts. Might as well use them, right? Another clean pocket for Malachuk. They got to get more pressure, this Glenbard South defense, and Malachuks will dive to the line of scrimmage, and they'll have to call their final timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Roadrunners against the Raiders here on SBS.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Jump cut it. 2nd and 9 at the 46. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsoe. No more timeouts for Nazareth, so you got to spike it going forward.
Yeah, you got to be careful. No completions over the middle. You just don't have enough time.
Another clean pocket for Malachuk. Wide open! That's a first down, so it stops the clock briefly. They get to the first down marker, and they're going to have to spike it.
Well, or have a play called out of this. He did spike it, and it was under center. 17 seconds to go, second down, not that far from the end zone.
You still have enough time if you want to throw it over the middle, not at the first down marker. You do have enough time to spike it one more time.
Right. So there was, 29 seconds to go on that play. Now there's 17, so there's a completion and a spike in 12 seconds.
Ideally, though, Bob, you want to throw it right at the first down marker or past it so the clock stops once you catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be the anti-Matt Nagy. Clean pocket for Malachuk. Near the first down marker, good job of Walker getting out of bounds. Did he get out of bounds at the first down marker? I think he's a half yard short.
Yeah, I don't think that matters where the down marker is now. You got 11 seconds to go. You got about 2 plays, and you're on third down, so you've got both plays.
I would just throw it into the end zone here.
That would be a good bet.
Cannot take a sack.
Right, no sacks, no getting down at the, well, I guess if you're down at the 5-yard line, you might have enough time to clock it.
I wouldn't risk it. Just throw it into the end zone here.
Jump ball to Taylor, to Walker.
Rolls over to the right, does Malachuk. Malachuk to the end zone.
He got it.
Caught. Touchdown, Castone. He makes up for that drop earlier. It's 20-0. Number 7, Jake Castone, the 6'1", 165-pound wide receiver. He's just a sophomore partner, but he looked like a senior catching that ball.
Yeah, what a great over-the-shoulder catch. He was running away into the corner, and he caught it. A hard catch. When it comes from behind you and you put both hands up, a lot of receivers will turn around and face the quarterback and jump up with both hands. It's a great, confident catch in the corner and a meaningful one. 20-0. Now it's about to be 21-0 still in the first half.
What a throw by Malachuk. Not a great snap. The hold was there. The kick right down the middle. It's good. 21-0. We'll stick with the action. 5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Glenbard South, what else can you say? They gotta be feeling not so good right now. They played okay offensively, but they haven't been able to get that ball into the end zone.
Well, it's two things. First, they have to stop Nazareth from scoring again, and Nazareth has proven that they can hold the ball for some time. So you've only got a half to go, and you still got to get 3 touchdowns in that half, assuming Nazareth gets nothing. And then the sheer fact that you've been shut out for the first half says that you yourself have to do something different. What Nazareth has done is absolutely stuffed the run for Glenbard South, and I think Glenbard South is going to have to actually use Champaign to pass the ball instead of continuing to be bottled up in his backfield.
Ryan Chrissy, the head coach for Glenbard South, he's been around the program for 16 years. They were 7-0 to start the year. He says they're not afraid to play any team. Well, they're not afraid to play the Roadrunners, but they got to find a way to beat the Roadrunners today or their season's over.
Well, I felt like there were some plays where they're a little bit more aggressive, and those are the plays that were more successful. So it's perhaps they're more physical, but they need to go to that. This would be one of those halftime huddles that says you're not giving. I mean, I hate to say they're not giving effort. They're giving effort, but you got to give more effort. You have to try harder. You got to flatten these people, and that's how you got to get back in this game. Smash mouth football.
Nice kick. Touchback. You assume they're going to take a knee, but
I'd air it out still. You never know. But, yeah, with only 5 seconds to go, you're going to get one play. But yeah, the adjustments are going to be interesting to see if we can detect what they are and if they make any. Nazareth, on the other hand, I mean, you can't make any, well, I guess you could make adjustments, right? Maybe run some of the alternate plays out of some of your formations that you've had great success in at this first half. But this connection from Malachuk to, well, I want to say to anybody, but especially to Walker, has been special.
I would throw it because remember, Nazareth gets the ball back in the second half.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes why teams don't put like a bunch of wide receivers on the offensive line, and you know, you've got some speed merchants try to take the ball upfield. Same thing on the defensive line. Put your fast guys on the defensive line for 5 seconds to go.
I think teams just get so afraid of, oh, we're going to throw a pick, we're going to turn the ball over. It's going to be a design run for Champaign. He will not get out of bounds in time, so that will do it for the first half. It's all road runners. A rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown for Malachuk, a 1-yard run by Lesroy Tittle, and that does it. We're going to the second half with the road runners up 21-0 here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, here's a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcast.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Good afternoon, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. It's 21-0 in favor of the Nazareth Academy Roadrunners. Winner advances to the 5A quarterfinals. Loser goes home. And unless something drastically happens for Champaign in this offense, they're going to be going home in about 20 minutes.
Well, you hate to go that route. Of course, for my prediction to be right, they have to score 5 touchdowns and hold Nazareth to nothing. But Nazareth, for one of the few times, I'm like, you go to the locker room and you don't change anything, but you make sure you don't lay off on the pressure, right? So you keep moving the ball. You can't just like try to run the clock by running. You just have to continue to move the ball. That combination, Malachuk to Walker, has been absolutely spot on. Then that Jake Sistone catch in the end zone was just a terrific over-the-shoulder grab. It's a 3-touchdown lead. Glenbard South, Champaign can't do it all himself, right? Nazareth is truly, you've used it, overused it, bottling them up in the backfield. What they got to do is get the ball out to Cam Williams on runs, or that one pass went deep to Cam Williams. I think that was encouraging. Maybe they can go downfield. They need to go downfield. Let Carter London do the running, send Cam Williams deep. Going to be long road back.
You got to give credit to this Nazareth defense. Cam Williams, who runs a 4.41 40-yard dash, and Michael Champaign a 4.52. They haven't scored yet. This is a guy in Michael Champaign. He's played all 4 years at quarterback. 7 offers, most of them academic, to play college football. Cam Williams is going to be playing his college football Notre Dame. They're scoreless. It's a team that went 9-1. I get it, Nazareth is playing at home. They know this turf very well, a lot better than Glenbard South. But shutting them out in the first half is still shutting them out in the first half.
Well, home field does matter. That's absolutely for certain. But I go back to, I think more importantly, it's that tough schedule that Nazareth started out with. This year they started out 0-4, and then obviously righted the ship after that when they played mere mortal teams, right? Then last year they started, I think it was 2-4 by memory. And again, same thing. They started out playing tough teams to prepare themselves for this moment. And it's looking like a genius job on the scheduling by this Nazareth coach.
So here's something interesting. The head coach, Ryan Chrissy for Glenbard South, he said that Cam Williams compares him to Laquan Treadwell, who was a former first-round pick in the NFL, became a bust, but, he was still in the league for a long time. He says coaches at Crete Moni, where Laquan Treadwell played his high school ball, he said last year in 2022, Cam as a junior was further ahead than Treadwell was as a senior. The things he can do are unbelievable. And by the way, Williams' cousin is Ryan Boatwright. If you remember him, played at East Aurora High School, and he was on that UConn team that won the national championship for basketball. A lot of athletic people in that family. But you know what? Cam Williams in the Glenbard South offense has been shut down by the Roadrunners.
Well, but it hasn't been shut down by anybody until now, and that's the whole point. They haven't played Nazareth until now. And Cam Williams is good, and he's going to have a great success at the next level.
So here we go. We are 13 seconds away from the second half starting. 12-minute quarters. For Glenbard South partner, you might need to consider a no-huddle look for your next drive. You're not going to get the ball right away. It's going to go to the Nazareth offense. But when Glenbard South gets the ball back, maybe a no-huddle look a couple of times to keep these linebackers at bay, get them second-guessing, and try to score quickly as you're down by 3 touchdowns.
Well, I'm right there with you on that. I mean, they have to make some adjustments. And I'm not sure it's necessarily the adjustments if they got to run more or pass more. Maybe Champaign has to roll out but pass the ball more. But to your point, up-tempo, get the ball downfield faster, keep Nazareth off guard, I guess, with I was also talking about some alternative plays, misdirection type of plays. Nazareth does a great job of pursuing. They've only got 3 down linemen, so those don't usually work necessarily, but I think I would try some of those to see where that goes. But you're down by 3 touchdowns, and you do need to go up-tempo to get those. So with 24 minutes left to play in the game, you got to, take this into 8-minute chunks. You got to score a touchdown every 8 minutes and stop Malachuk.
So Jacob Garbett will kick off to the Roadrunners. Deep for Nazareth is Calhoun, as well as Edward McLean Jr. It's a small roster for Nazareth, so they have guys playing 3 or more positions, including Fowler, who plays 4.
Yeah, I'm looking all over for Fausto, who picks up those one-hoppers.
Whatever you do, if you're Garbett, do not kick it out of bounds. Onside kick, did it go 10? And Nazareth can pick it up whenever they want to. You can't argue with Chrissy for that decision. Only problem with that decision, it gives Nazareth the football right at the 50.
Well, yeah, and the other problem is simply they didn't get it. I mean, I like the idea. I didn't think of it, so it was obviously creative enough. It just unfortunately didn't go the 10 yards, and Nazareth did a good job jumping over a couple of players to get that. That was a really good pick out of midair.
It was very close to the 50, but you know what? When you're on the receiving end on it, but you can pick it up whenever you want.
Yeah, well, and he did a good job to pick it up where he did. He plucked it out of midair above the Glenbard South players.
You remember that Falcons-Cowboys game where the Falcons let it go to the 50 when all they had to do was pick it up when they wanted to? Little screen pass over to the left, stiff arm action. Past the first down marker, it was completed to Penley, and here we go again. Moving the football right down the field are the Roadrunners.
A quick little out pass away from Walker this time.
You know, as a coach partner, let's say that Nazareth kicks a field goal. Mathematically speaking, Glenbard South could tie it up with 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. But as a coach, when you're down 24-0, do you really consider you're down 4 possessions instead of 3?
Absolutely true. I think you have to think you're going to make those 2-point conversions half the time, and you got to make 3 of them. So what are the odds of that?
Look at this by Calhoun. He is impossible to bring down today. Malachuk is their MVP, but the glue of this team today is Michael Calhoun.
Well, you just have to say at some point in time, Nazareth is on a mission. The thing is, Nazareth is on a mission this week, then next week, the week after. They are a tough team.
From 0-4 to now 5-5, looking to go 6-5.
Yeah, those are just numbers. So that first 0-4, it's all about the competition.
You're right, partner. In the NFL, the New York Giants went 9-7, but they won the Super Bowl. Just get into the tournament, and anything can happen.
Well, yeah, but in the NFL, it's like your schedule is kind of given to you. It's not like you can run around and say, okay, make the schedule as tough as you can at the beginning of the year to prepare me for later on in the year. In the NFL, you have to play the teams in your division twice, and then they pick for you what division you have to play the following in your other games. And then if you have a first place schedule, you get first place teams to play, and if you have a fourth place schedule, you get fourth place teams to play. So in the NFL, your schedule is kind of made for you. But here, you get to choose who you play, and Nazareth has made a great job of picking the strong teams to prepare them for this point in the season.
So timeout called by Nazareth. We're, of course, sticking with the action here. Text line's open, 330-957-7653.
So now you can get that fan's grandmother from Iowa to call in.
Texted, no call-ins.
Oh, yeah, no call-ins. That won't work. It has to be texted in.
She can still beat me, though. Send me a fax. Morse code and telegrams are accepted as well.
So the delay here is an injury on the far side.
So they're going to say, okay, so we're going to fix that. It is not a timeout for Nazareth. It is an injury. And that's a good break for Nazareth, as each team now with 3 timeouts. Glenbard South in a whole heap of trouble right now. They got to stop them from scoring. Handoff to Calhoun. He fumbled. Ball loose. Raiders get it back.
Well, we hadn't been talking about turnovers, right? That's another way to get the game to go your way, right? So you're down 3 scores, caused the fumble. You're about to give up a 4th score. That 4th score isn't going to happen. You get the ball back. Sure, it's 90 yards away, but no damage done.
And there's that guy again. We talked about him in the first half. Ari Ayanau, credited with the forced fumble. Problem is, you got to go the whole length of the field. Field goal does you no good because you're down 21 points.
We'll see if they go up tempo or what other changes they make, what changes Champaign will do here.
Got to go 87 yards, so if you're Nazareth, you could play a little conservative on defense if you want to.
That's like one of the worst things you can do. You start and go into those like semi-prevent defenses, and I think you got to stay aggressive, cause them to get a 4th down, and choose whether they got to punt or make it, and then if they don't make it, you get the ball there.
Over the middle. A little bit of a soft defense by Nazareth and a completion for the Rams. Sorry, the Raiders. We had the Rams last night.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do, though. Pass like this, gain 8 yards, move the chains, and probably more likely to have to go through the air than on the ground. We'll see if Champagne's up for the task. So Nazareth is pressing on defense, one-on-one, tight defense.
2nd and 2 at their own 21. It's a clean pocket for Champaign, and then it collapsed. He does the quarterback slide, and it'll be 3rd down coming up. And he lost yardage.
That's a shame. They had 2nd and like just a yard maybe, something like that. Now it's 3rd and 5, and it's a very important down here. You can't go 4th and 5 here. You need to complete a short pass. So send some receivers deep and throw something short.
I think they're going to have to go for it, even if it's 4th and 5. You just can't give the ball back to Malachuk. He's going right down the field on you. Jet sweep. Good block. And a 1st down coming up for the Glenbard South Raiders. It was Carter on the run. No, sorry, it's Carter London.
London. Yeah. But you had it right, Carter.
Pick up the intensity, defense. Let's go. Set some urgency. You got a 2nd half to play. Let's go.
4 wide receiver look. 3 to the right. 1 in the slot. Little pitch play over to London, and London will go into contact. Would have liked him to see him go out of bounds to save clock there. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, I don't get why the clock is running.
I don't think he got out.
But then he wasn't on the ground either.
I think the forward, remember, if the forward progress is stopped near the sideline, you can call it before he got out of bounds. Even if you're pushed out, it doesn't necessarily mean you're credited with going out of bounds.
You got to be pushed out backwards, though, and that didn't happen. I don't understand.
Right. It was an interesting call, but they said that forward progress was stopped near the sideline, not right at the sideline. Across his body, and it's completed that time to TJ Hurleen.
Another 1st down. So the changes that Glenbard South has made so far are very effective. They were very fortunate to get the ball back on a turnover, but they did. So now down, I'll say, only 3 scores and moving the ball.
Right. Yeah, that field goal or touchdown by Nazareth would have pretty much done in Glenbard South, but now the Raiders have a little bit of hope now.
Well, and if they score on this first drive, I'd say it's a lot of hope. They're a very strong team.
Up the middle. Problem is you got to get into the end zone. They haven't really gotten close outside of that field goal attempt. You might have to consider it throwing it down the field a couple of times.
Boy, that field goal attempt seems like so long ago, doesn't it? That first drive of the game.
It was nothing, and since the miss, 21 unanswered points for Nazareth. And by the way, the score could be worse. There have been drop passes by the Roadrunners. In the pocket is Champaign. He's going to run with it. The 4.52 40-yard dash quarterback. And he's inside the 10-yard line. Well, partner, he hasn't done a lot throwing the ball, but that's what he can do. He can also run with it.
Well, and you can catch up fast if you can, rip off runs like that. Nazareth did a good job to push him out of bounds at the end.
Football is an interesting game, isn't it? It looked like Nazareth was going to blow this team out.
Yeah.
One little fumble changes the complexion of the game.
Well, and I think it happened on that field goal down there. Remember we said the momentum shifted? They missed the field goal, and then Nazareth took it down right away.
Remember, the field goal really doesn't do them any good, so they're going to have to probably go for it on 4th and goal. 1st and goal at the 9.
Fumble.
Now he fumbled. Ball
and
on
it's
the
Nazareth.
turf.
Oh, my.
Nazareth got it. Dominic Chiarmonte. Actually, no, it was Jake Peekney who's credited with the recovery. And a mistake by Clark Partner. He got to fall on that ball right away. Oh,
what
boy,
a turn of events, though. Nazareth fumbles at one end near the end zone, and then Glenbard South gives it right back at the other end.
Oh, boy, that one hurts if you're a fan of the Raiders.
Yeah, that's like one of those game-breaker ones.
Even if they had recovered it, though, partner, they would have had 2nd and goal at the 15. And remember, you can't really kick the field goal because 21-3 doesn't do you any good.
No, but it does give you cushion for running for those 2-pointers. If you do score 3 more touchdowns, you can go for the 2-pointers and risk missing them because you have a 3-point cushion because of the extra field goal. But right now, it's still a shutout.
Right down the middle, and
I'm glad there's no call. There's a little bit of collision there before the ball got to him, but you're allowed to get tangled up accidentally.
Wasn't a catchable ball either, but it could be holding, you could argue.
I think it becomes catchable if he doesn't get tangled up, right?
Yeah, but remember, it's where the eventual ball goes for pass interference, but you can still call holding, or,
But there was just the guy accidentally tangled up. Like I said, I'm glad there was no flag on the play. Nice, innocent, incomplete pass. Clock not running, which, you would think Nazareth wants to keep that clock running, but I think they got to just get the first downs. It's better to get the first downs to keep the clock running that way than just run.
Screen pass. And 1st and 10 for the Nazareth offense. It was completed to Walker, his favorite target tonight.
And that's what they want to do, churn the first downs. Clock running now after the first down.
At one point this year, Glenbard South, 6 of their victories were by 35 or more points. Right now, they're losing by 21. There's a chance they lose by 35 today.
Well, they almost did. Like you said, some passes that could have been caught, right? The fumble at that end.
A little hesitation move, and Glenbard South was not fooled. He was sandwiched on the tackle.
Yeah, that was one of the better defensive stops of the game.
And leading the way for the Glenbard South Raiders on that play was Colin Craig.
Run the ball.
Sorry, that's Cecil Toussaint. 2nd and 1. Rolls outside the pocket. Then goes back into the pocket on his back foot.
No
that did
there.
not get to the line of scrimmage. He was out of the tackle box, though.
You have to say there's no receiver anywhere near that ball,
No,
though.
it did not get to the line of scrimmage. But he was outside the tackle box. So no
that
intentional
scramble
grounding.
was like out of the tackle box one side, then out of the tackle box the other.
He actually did go back into the pocket, but he was smart enough to get outside the pocket before he threw it.
Yeah, and that's not keeping the clock running.
I think there's still a flag on the field, or is that somebody's?
It's got to be some like large leaf. It does look like it's a flag, but
Yeah,
it indeed is not a flag.
3rd and 11 at the 27. Clean pocket for Malachuk. And it's completed, that time to Jake Sestone. And the punt unit comes out for the Nazareth Academy Roadrunners.
The wind is picking up, but again, it's in our face, so it's kind of a sideways wind.
Do you consider the all-out block attempt for the Raiders here instead of trying to return it?
I would absolutely consider that, that's for sure. If you can get a block, you got to get those 3 touchdowns now in 18 minutes, not 24 minutes. But Nazareth will be wise to that, although they have 3 people covering on punt coverage here.
Just a killer fumble the last time Glenbard South had the ball. Can they hold on to the ball this possession?
Nice punt.
They'll decide to return it.
Yep,
and
there's
a
the
flag on the play. And return by Sean Adderholt is going to go for naught, and that's the problem when you try to return punts, partner. Holdings and blocking the backs can happen. When you do the all-out block, yeah, nobody can return it. Sometimes it takes that bad hop and it goes all the way back in your own territory. But at least you can't be called for a flag. Now it's going backwards on the flag.
Well, nothing went right for Glenbard South on that. I mean, first off, they didn't really rush the punter very much, so there's no attempt at blocking it. Secondly, it was a perfectly punted spiral that pushed them back a little bit, caught the ball, and then an illegal block. First down, 10 yards back now further. So they've got to go a long way. And I'll say it this way, assuming they don't fumble again, right? And so far, Glenbard South, although they moved on that last drive, have not proven they can get the ball in the end zone any old way. Poor Champagne, he's such a good player.
Long way to go. They got to go 75 yards to make it 21-7. Champagne in the pocket, and it was broken up that time by Jake Pinckney. He's had a heck of a game, partner. The fumble recovery, and now the broken up pass.
6'5", 195 pounds. He's certainly got in the way on that pass.
Just not Glenbard South's day thus far. They haven't really done much offensively.
Well, yeah, true, but you said it at the halftime analysis, right? It's this Nazareth defense. That's the story of the game.
2nd and 10 at their own 25. Rolls outside the pocket. Champagne looks downfield. Look at this throw, right on target. And The Raiders are arguing he got thrown out of bounds, which would be a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. The refs say it was clean. It was completed to Anthony Colby, and Champagne with a nice throw right on target.
I thought he had a wide open receiver on the far side, and I thought he should have thrown it initially. It was a one-on-one. The receiver was behind the defender, but he ran all the way back to this side. This receiver was even more wide open. There shouldn't have been a penalty. He was just tackled while he was in bounds and thrown out of bounds. But where are we? Right where we were a couple minutes ago. Only a couple minutes ago.
They're playing for their postseason lives, and that didn't go anywhere. Champagne wisely just dove. And as a quarterback two-parter, you're trying to avoid hits when you can avoid them.
Right. Well, it looked like it was a hole at first, then it closed quick. But second down, no gain.
Remember, you're down 3 scores, so you'd like to score quickly here before the quarter ends.
Well, let's keep going further. You'd like to score it all.
Right, but if you score going into the fourth quarter, it makes your job a lot harder of coming back. They run one in motion. That's Colby. And Champagne will roll to the right. Champagne right on target. Little shallow pass as it was completed to Heizai.
Clock running, stopped the forward progress and pushed him back. So it's not like he ran out of bounds.
The tackling is
back.
excellent.
Yeah.
They're stopping the forward progress right away so that the clock has to keep running. The tackling for Nazareth has been excellent.
Yeah,
today.
they're back to a very well-coached team. When they're near the sideline, sure, they bump them out, but otherwise on the field, they do grab or wrap them up.
It's 3rd and 8, Bob. You'd like to get at least 5 yards to feel more confident about going for it.
Well, confidence is good, but, the bottom line, they need 8 yards. They're going to go 2 downs to get it.
Over the middle, and it was dropped by Heizai. It was a little high. Field goal doesn't really help you. I think you got to go for it.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit hard on the receivers at the other end for Nazareth. I mean, that did hit him in the arms right here. Maybe he should have been caught.
Well, that's because my favorite Looney Tune was Coyote, so. Maybe I have a bias towards the Roadrunners. Heizai also isn't a wide receiver. He's a fullback on the depth chart. When your fullback drops, you don't feel as bad.
It's down to one play here.
Champagne in the pocket. Picked off. He's got room to run. It was picked off that time by Fauski. Fauski down the middle. Fauski at the 40. Fauski near the 30. Another game-changing play by this Nazareth defense.
Isn't that amazing? There's a fumble at that end all the way near the goal line. There's a fumble all the way here near the goal line. Now an interception all the way near the goal line here. Fauski was the one that grabbed that one hopper on the punt. This time he caught the ball on the fly. It'd be a good shortstop. He had plenty of room to run on the right side until finally he kind of got closed off. He did the right thing, went back into the middle of the field, didn't try too hard to gain too many more yards on it. You don't want to risk fumbling the ball in this spot. With 3:42 to go in the third quarter, it looks bleak now for Glenbard South.
They've had their opportunities.
Yeah, 2 times on this end in this quarter alone.
They've missed a field goal, they fumbled the football, and they threw a pick.
Yeah, that could have been 3 scores, and it would be 21 all, but nope.
Calhoun trying to bounce off the left side and blown dead by the refs. And how big was that no call on potential unsportsmanlike conduct that would have given Glenbard South 15 more yards? I think it was the right call not calling it, but every little penalty that's not called can impact the game as well.
Yeah, but I think if it were truly unsportsmanlike conduct, it would have been called.
Right.
It wasn't like he got away with unsportsmanlike conduct that wasn't called.
Yeah.
He grabbed the guy while he's in bounds and finished the tackle. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you cannot throw him to the ground, though. That is a 15-yard penalty. Fakes the handoff. Over the middle, double team. Good coverage that time by the...
Interesting. Threw into double coverage down the middle, and Walker was by himself on the right on a one-on-one. I think if I were throwing that ball, I would have gone to the Walker on the right. But it didn't look like Walker thought the ball was supposed to come to him, so he didn't look like he was running at full gate.
3rd and 7. Remember, earlier in the game, they had a chance for a field goal. They had 4th and 11 at the 14, and they decided not to kick. Now they have 3rd and 7 at the 30, but a field goal would make it basically a 4-possession lead.
Well, yeah. I mean, any points now is deadly for Glenbard South.
Wide open, pitch and catch, and more yards after catch. Touchdown, Walker! Excellent completion, that time to Walker. Not very good tackling by the Raiders, and that might be the dagger against Glenbard South.
That was absolutely a dagger. I mean, you can never write a good team off like that, but now 4 touchdowns to none, right? So they haven't proven they can get in the end zone at all. What a great move. It looked like he was going out of bounds, circled back in bounds, and then made it all the way into the end zone. It's a terrific run after catch by Walker. And it's so apropos for him to score that touchdown after being on the end of so many Malachuk passes. He finally scored.
27-0. Good hold, and the kick is straight through. We'll take a break. It's 28-0 Roadrunners here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
If there was going to be a blowout, in my mind, I thought it was going to go the other way.
Back to the action, Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. It's 28-0 Roadrunners, and the Raiders had their chances. You can't fumble the football and throw interceptions and expect to win football games.
Well, yeah, they missed that field goal. They dropped the pass, the fumble, and then that interception, and that could have been 3 touchdowns, and maybe you're only down 1 score here, but nothing has gone right on that end of the field for Glenbard South. It's a sad way to lose, especially when you have such a good record for the season.
Right, well, there's only going to be 1 winner in each class.
It's hard, exactly.
But they have really shot themselves in the foot with these turnovers.
Another good kick. This time it did go out of bounds about the 2-yard line. Remember earlier they had a kick like that and it just dribbled into the end zone, touchback?
Each team with 3 timeouts. Glenbard South will most likely have to do an onside kick if they score their first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, they did try that at the opening kick on the after half. Didn't work, but at least they tried it. And I'm, what can they change? I mean, they've gone through the whole third quarter after halftime adjustments and nothing worked either. So they got to change something still. Misdirection, throw downfield, maybe stay in the pocket, screens. Terrific pursuit defense from Nazareth.
1st and 10 at their own 35. 65 yards to the end zone. They got to score 4 times. Champagne's going to be sacked.
That pocket closed like instantly. That's what you would call not a clean pocket.
They're going to credit the sack that time to Yandy Alcolone. That's why I did not say clean pocket.
Right.
2nd and 18, ball at the 27.
And what a challenge now for Glenbard South. You're not only down 4 touchdowns, now you're facing 2nd and 18 just to get a first down.
Over the middle. Just that kind of day for the Raiders. Even your star players dropping the football now.
Yeah, Notre Dame's not going to like that drop.
They've had a lot of drops over the years, though. In key games. Especially when they played in major bowl games, they certainly dropped the ball on those ones.
But you got to say, though, that pass was dead on accurate.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it was high school open. It was more like NFL open on that play. It wasn't a whole large window for Champaign to throw that into.
So Champaign and Williams are going to be playing college football. How do you shake this one off going into your college career?
Yeah, how you do you? Well, you'll remember it forever, that's for sure. I mean, you just have to get into the next level and do the best you can in all the practices and shine and get on the field again. But at the next level, you're not always on the field as a freshman or a sophomore. You're putting in an awful lot of work in the weight room, getting bigger, stronger, maybe even taller. You get on sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And then, the third or fourth year, you get on the field again.
Eat those
so it'll be a long time.
Vegetables will get taller.
Sorry?
Eat those green vegetables, drink a lot of milk.
Right. Well, yeah, boys after high school grow, taller sometimes while they're in college.
Right, you're still a teenager.
Yeah.
Your freshman year of high school. 4th and 11 at their own 34. Glenbard South's last chance. Sacked.
It's somehow so apropos.
It's going to be credited to Luke Holstrom.
I see why they didn't punt it, but now you're giving the ball back to Nazareth at your, 30-yard line-ish, 25-yard line, something like that. So Nazareth, they're not going to just fall on the ball. They're going to try and, stick another touchdown in there.
Gabe Kaminsky credited with the sack, not Luke Holmstrom.
Now Nazareth has to start thinking about next week. Do they want to run the plays that the other teams will scout and know what they're going to do, or do they want to stay basic? Nazareth is surely in the driver's seat.
Ball at the opponent's 25-yard line. Honestly, if you're the offensive coordinator for Nazareth Academy and you're Logan Malachuk, you don't have to pass the ball the rest of the day if you don't want to. Hand off the right side. You'd like to get inside the 20 to be in field goal range. But at this point, you're just looking for first downs and keep running clock.
Run it, yeah, exactly. Just make it just as hard as you can make it for Glenbard South to come back in this game.
Already down 4 scores. A field goal would make it 5 scores.
Yeah, the number of scores now I think is pretty irrelevant. They need that clock to just speed up.
2nd and 5 at the 20. Completion. As it's completed to Sestone, who already has a reception in the end zone today.
It's such an innocuous play. It's just like a 5-yard out to the left, right? But then he gets a lot of yards after the catch. Again, it was a very good play call design, right? The receivers on the left ran across the middle, and the receiver from the middle went to the outside, and the defenders didn't stay with that receiver. So that left, Sestone wide open on the left to get some yards after the catch. 1st and goal here, 7 or 8 yard line.
1st and 10 at the 8. Handoff off the left side. Calhoun dives for the pylon.
He's in.
Touchdown, Calhoun. Touchdown, Roadrunners. 34-0.
Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. So it'll be very interesting to see how Nazareth performs next week when they can beat Giants, Prairie Ridge, and now Glenbard South, next week's opponent. Boy, they should be afraid of Nazareth.
And for Glenbard South, Mama said there'd be days like this. Mama said, and that's what's happening for the Raiders today.
I like these extra points. I always hope that he hits the building.
Good snap, the hold, the kick.
I think that's the kid in me. Try and hit the building.
We'll take another break. It's 35-0 in favor of Nazareth here on SBS.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Another touchdown for the Roadrunners. Kickoff and goes right down the middle, and it'll hop into the end zone. Williams decides not to get that one. And the young man that's going to be playing his college football at Notre Dame, he most likely will not be playing more football in the IHSA postseason.
Wow, that's kind of sad. This whole game, I kept expecting Glenbard South to come back, make it closer, but Nazareth just continues to keep their foot on the gas pedal, and defensively, they're just shutting down anything Glenbard South can do. And if that doesn't work, then they get the turnover. And offensively, you just can't stop Nazareth. Their offense is, multifaceted. They've got passing, running. There's a terrific quarterback making great decisions.
They just don't have those dynamic plays that they previously had. And that win over West Chicago, Champaign connected with Johnny Baldoff for a 47-yard score as it's a handoff off the right side. Another flag, and this might be coming back.
Yeah, it's hard enough to beat the other team, but you can't do it by making holding calls either.
At this point, partner, it looks like Nazareth's going to win. If you're Ryan Chrissy and Glenbard South, do you consider going to the backup quarterback and letting the senior substitutes have some fun in a playoff game?
That's a great point. As long as they're senior substitutes, I'd be all right with that. But junior and sophomore substitutes.
Well, you want to see what you have next year?
Yeah, but is this the game to do that? I think you have all year in the preseason to figure that out.
Is it worth it to have Cam Williams and Michael Champagne still on the field when you're losing 42-0 and 49-0, getting your brain beat in?
I think it actually is, because that sends a message to your entire student body, right? That your seniors are important to you and you want to keep them in there, and you're not giving up on them, and you're allowing them to have their day, their rite of passage to be seniors on the field in their last game.
So Glenbard South decides not to run one more play. They'll talk about it. They got a lot of work to do. They're down 5 touchdowns going to the fourth quarter. You're watching Nazareth against Glenbard South here on SBS. So they did win the state title in 2013. $35-0. It's a powerhouse in Nazareth, partner. They were 2-4 last year, but they finished the year 10-4. As we look at football, they won the state title in 2014, 2015, 2018, and of course last year. So lately, they've been unstoppable in 5A.
Under Tim Racky as the coach. Tim Racky's been there a lot of years. You can go back, 13 years, I guess.
They were not very good before Tim Racky got there, but they are absolutely dominant since he got there.
Well, not very good is a relative term. I mean, when you're 8-2 3 years in a row, that doesn't mean you're not very good.
Yeah, but they weren't 10-0, were they? Another fumble. Devontae Clark, he started off the game well, partner, and he's not finishing it well. It's another fumble for Clark, his second of the game.
Yeah, they've got to be deflated a bit. I mean, down 35-0 in your last game, when it's win or go home, and it's sure looking like going home is the answer. But Nazareth, 4 state championships in the last, 9 years.
Right, and they finished second in 2017 and 2019.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good storied franchise here.
The Nazareth fan base, they were warning the IHSA. They were 4-5. Don't let us get in. They got in, and they defeated the undefeated Prairie Ridge Wolves, and now they're winning 35-0 today. Rolls outside the pocket. And incomplete from the arm of Champagne. It's definitely not champagne and caviar dreams today for Champagne in this offense. Anything, it's like, what is it called, flat wine? It's okay if you're a Glenbard South fan whining about the result today.
I don't know. Somebody's going to turn the sound down on that one.
You didn't like the champagne and caviar dreams? 3rd and 20 at the 10. Probably going to punt it. Design run.
Yeah, I, again, don't know about that. I think that was done just by Champagne himself. I think you got to go back and pass your way downfield.
And they're just going to wave the white flag and they're going to punt.
Well, they kind of learned their lesson at the other end. They didn't wave the white flag, and yet another touchdown happened.
Well, 28-0 in the 3rd quarter is a lot different than being down 35-0 in the 4th quarter.
And obviously they think so too, as they are getting the punt team out.
So do you want to keep Logan Malachuk out there, or do you go to the backup now that you're up 35 points?
No, I'd keep my offense humming. And the rest of that question becomes, though, when you run your offense, you're up by 35 points. Do you want to keep the gas pedal down, or do you want to just kind of go basic? You don't want another team to scout you anymore.
Pretty decent punt. It'll be returned, though, as Penley with it. Penley with a stiff arm, still on his feet. Penley to the 30, to the 29.
He's still giving it everything he's got, that's for certain.
Well, maybe somebody's got him on his fantasy team, and he's got to boost up those PPR stats.
That's right.
So we'll see if they go back to Malachuk one more time.
Oh, I hope they do. I think they'll keep him in the offense, but you're right. What will they do? I would keep him in. What will they do?
But what do you want to do here? Do you want to start bringing in some backup offensive linemen? You don't have to use all your starters right now.
That's correct. I mean, you don't want an injury, that's for sure. That's first, so there he is. But that's for sure. You don't want an injury. You want to keep things going. You want to have a continuum for next week. And you've got a whole quarter here.
Probably just going to keep handing it off. I'd be surprised if they roll Malachuk outside the pocket. Handoff. Some good blocking. As Calhoun is brought down inside the 25.
That would be my approach. Continue to run, clock runs, maybe move the chains a couple times. I like this. They don't need signals to go in. He just comes to the bench and gets the play call. Oh, he might be coming out. Yep, there he goes. So he was back in for one play. He's done. Crowd should be cheering him, and the substitute's going in.
That was interesting. Well, he gets his round of applause from the fans to run one more play. So they'll go to the backup. It'll be Frankie Nichols, 5'11", 155-pound signal caller. Doesn't get much easier for a quarterback than this. You're up 35-0.
Well, a couple of handoffs, and that's what we'll see.
Handoff off the left side. They run to Donato again. To the 20. It was a tackle from behind by Thomas Burke.
So 3rd and 2. So if they keep running 4 yards in every play, they don't ever have to give the ball back until they finally score another touchdown. I think both teams appear the way they're on the field that they're willing to let the clock run, end the game.
What a fun one.
Yeah, what a great job, though, by Nazareth. I mean, complete whitewash in like every aspect of the game.
Now, Glenbard South did themselves in today with those turnovers. They had their opportunities, but when Glenbard South had to make plays, it was still a nice pick by Jaden Fauski. Granted, it was right in his hands. It was easy to read. You can't place it into his hands any better than that, but still, it was a nice read by Fauski. He was right at the first down marker, right at the chains, picked it off, went the other way. It was a game-changing play. Handoff. Even the tight end's getting big yardage, but this might be coming back.
No, it looked to me like his face mask. Let's see what they call.
As 86, who's not on the roster. Might be Nathan Sefcik.
Looks like it's going forward.
Holding called. I don't know if it is a face mask. Face mask called against Glenbard South. And they'll reset the clock at 7:59.
So first down at the 9.5-yard line. So this time if they get a first down, it's going to be 42. Well, it couldn't have been more opposite on my prediction. I thought if there was going to be a blowout, it would go Glenbard South's way, but indeed it went obviously Nazareth to 35-0. Maybe more. Oh, hustle.
Substitution. They put in another quarterback, does Nazareth. Mick Bisek, the senior, will take some snaps. And I don't think he was off the field. That should be 12 men. But the ref's back was turned, so I think they got away with it.
They gave him credit for the neighborhood play on that, right?
Second and goal at the 10.
Interesting that they went to a third quarterback.
Well, Bisek is a senior, whereas Nichols is a sophomore.
Oh, so maybe, okay, I like that. I like that call.
It's possible that, because we've seen it before in a football game, where they try to go to one quarterback, but the quarterback didn't have his helmet ready to go.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to take the snap, so you got to run Wildcat.
But I like putting in the senior here. Again, you don't have this chance ever again.
I forget the football game, but anyways, there was an NFL game where they wanted to put the backup in, but his helmet wasn't ready.
Right.
So the starter had to go in for one more snap. Second and goal at the 10. And Nazareth is just going to waste as much time as possible. And a roll off the left side, stay in bounds. And he does. Excellent job by Donato running through that initial contact, and good job turning those legs to stay in bounds.
Well, he wants that touchdown really bad. I hope they give it to him again.
Third and goal.
Keep your legs churning.
Now, partner, you have 35 points. Do you want to kick a field goal just to give your kicker some more confidence going into your quarterfinal game?
No, I wouldn't. Interesting, it says 85 minutes to go in the game up there on the scoreboard clock. So we've got a little bit more time to go here. We're going to be here for the next couple hours.
Glenbard South could still win this game.
Yeah.
There we go, 5:49.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And the Glenbard South fans were like, what? We had 85 minutes. You were saying about?
Well, I don't think they'll kick the field goal either. I feel like that's kind of rubbing it in a sense, right? But if they run it in, well, you got to stop me. But they're not going to take a knee either.
Good job by Donato. Close
they got
to
it.
Get in. Touchdown, Donato.
It's got to be exciting for him. Make it 42-0 after this extra point.
And so that will start the running clock. An absolute beatdown by Nazareth against Glenbard South on their home field.
You're certain about this running clock with a playoff game?
Yeah, it's still running clock.
Wow. I didn't expect to hear that.
That's because you didn't do the research, Bob.
I guess.
You blew it. You had one job and you blew it. And they thought about going for two. And this just might be a gentleman's agreement by Nazareth to not even go for it. They'll just forfeit the 2-point conversion. Very good sportsmanship by the Roadrunners. Why? You're up by 41 points. Let's just get this game over with.
Yeah, but that changes the Las Vegas betting odds.
If anybody's wondering what just happened, Nazareth forfeited their 2-point conversion and or PAT.
They just give up.
Yeah. Very cool. So what do you want to do if you're Glenbard South? Do you want to put in the backup? Do you want to run some set plays? Or do you just run the ball and just try to get out of here?
I think at this point in time, run the ball and get out of here, but I do it with my seniors, right? Show the respect that they've deserved. I used that word, rite of passage, before. Put your seniors in, let them have their last 5 minutes of running clock, it sounds like you're saying. And then the game will mercifully end. But, we're the second round of the playoffs for a 40-point smush. I mean, that's pretty impressive by a Nazareth team here.
It's a Glenbard South team that dominated Noble UIC Prep. They shut them out 54-0.
But how do you start saying Nazareth is a favorite to win the state championship with a 5-5 record, right?
Right. At the same time, Glenbard South did not play a great game today. And He's going to be tackled.
Yeah, sometimes though, when a team doesn't play their great game, you have to give credit where credit is due to the other team that did play a great game.
So we'll see what Glenbard South wants to do. Will they go with a new quarterback?
Well, they won't have very many plays. I mean, running clock really runs fast.
And this is kind of like geocentric worldview right now. Just as it got colder and the sun went down is when the game's about to end. That's how these Glenbard South fans feel right now.
But it has been a nice day. It's partly cloudy, right? But for the most part, we've had the sun beating down on us. The press box is next to us. We're up above the stands on a nice patio. It's a really good spot to broadcast from. First class stadium.
Hand off to Carter London, and even when the game's over, Glenbard South still can't have any running room.
Well, and Carter London, the starter.
Yeah, they're refusing to go to the bench. I'm surprised though. I thought they would bring in some seniors.
Yeah, it seems like that would be the time to do it. Bring in some bench seniors. Maybe there are some at the other positions or something. How nice for Nazareth to win this game at home.
Throwing it down the field, Williams the intended target. And Nazareth wants that shutout. They are playing stifling defense even though they're up 41 points.
And they do want that shutout. I like the idea of Glenbard South trying to break that shutout. They're going deep to their number one receiver.
So 3rd and 10. I doubt they would go for it, but why not? I mean, it's your last game.
Well,
for these seniors, our last game ever.
Yeah, what they do know, obviously, from the extra point is if they do go for it on 4th down, Nazareth will just let the clock run after that.
You can even take knees if you want.
Well,
you're Nazareth.
that's how you let the clock run, yeah.
Williams, jet sweep, one blocker in front. As he pushes blocker in front, and Williams tries to stay in. Good balance by Williams. So all they got to do is have a Hail Mary here, get the onside kick, another Hail Mary, another onside kick, another Hail Mary, and they're back in it, kinda.
Kinda.
They still be down by 20 points if all that happened.
Yeah, it's 6 touchdowns. Then when they get the 6th touchdown, they can kick the extra point and win.
That was really cool, though. I've never been to a football game where the team just forfeited their PAT.
I've never seen that.
That's really cool. Champaign will roll to the sideline and get out of bounds, but they're down 41 points, so the clock will keep rolling.
I like that Nazareth let him run out of bounds as opposed to another hit that he's running full speed. You don't know what he'll land into. Gatorade, bottle, a bench, a tent.
At this point, if you're Nazareth, avoid injuries.
Right. You only got 2 minutes to go here.
Glenbard South in no rush as they know their season is over, so they're going to try to score one more until the season's over. Over to London, he'll get the 1st down. He gets out of bounds, and they have time for 6 more plays.
6 more with 1:30 to go?
I think so. Well, if you ran no huddle 6 plays, now that they're so slow, maybe you barely get 3 plays in.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of looking like.
I mean, the cheerleaders are still into it. They're still cheering, even though they're up 41 points. Up the middle of London. And it's getting close.
Yeah,
Glenbard's give up that shutout.
Yeah, Glenbard South's giving everything they can, leaving their starters in to try to get this shutout erased.
They don't have to worry about injuries because their season's over.
Well, that's the thing. Nazareth does need to worry about injuries. Good tackle behind the line.
Well, if they care about scoring, this would be the time to take a timeout.
I don't think you would take a timeout to make sure you get that score, but I think you're down to 1 play now, so you either score here or the shutout stays.
Face mask calls against Nazareth.
So they're, about 8 yards away? 11 yards away? It's a long way from us.
Got to hustle, 20 seconds left.
Well, they're going to get that one more play. So this is a touchdown or not right here.
Most likely the last play of the game. 1st and 10 at the 12. 10 seconds left.
Oh,
terrible
the
snap.
snap is fumbled.
Oh, boy. And it is incomplete, and that'll do it for the game.
Somehow that last play was a microcosm of the whole entire game. A fumbled snap, and then a jump pass, almost to the wrong team. Well, 41-0 whitewash. Wow.
Terrible way for Glenbard South to end their season.
But apropos the way they played today.
They just played terrible today.
Well, Nazareth caused that. Nazareth is a good team.
Most of it, but at the same time, Glenbard South also did it to themselves. Missed a field goal, fumbled the football twice, interception. That's self-inflicted wounds.
Well, it makes you wonder about what Nazareth can do next week. I mean, if they made this good team look this bad this week, and they beat Prairie Ridge last week, albeit only by a touchdown, that's a lot of points. Last week 35, this week 41.
That's what makes the IHSA playoffs so interesting, because Nazareth would get a home game again next round if they play a team who's already had 2 home games.
Okay.
But if they play a team that's already had a home game, then the higher seed gets the home game. Obviously, Nazareth is one of the worst ranked teams in 5A because they went 4-5.
Yeah.
So they'll most likely be on the road next week.
Most likely, yeah. They sure handled playing at home so well.
So
well-behaved crowd, lots of people.
Final thoughts about the game? Not a good one. A terrible way for Champaign and Williams to end their high school career, but what a performance by Malachuk and the Roadrunners.
That's exactly the words. What a performance by the Roadrunners, right?
So for our excellent crew, for Eric Ratchie, Bilal Kobo, Chris Angela, and Bob Bilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith. Post-game show coming up next here on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school.
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody.